The Nintendo Gamecube has been one of my favorite consoles of all time, and its games are still ones I go back to today. So today, I thought why not share my opinions on the Nintendo Gamecube and make a video about it. Now, before I start my review, I'm going to let you know that I am going to start off with something that I don't believe people do in their interviews. I'm going to be reviewing the cords. Yes, the cords. The two main cables being the power cable and the AV ports, depending on which one you choose. It's not really showing that well. But what I am going to be showing you guys is the AV port here. This delivers astonishing graphics for the other consoles it used to be on, being the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo 64, which do not have the best graphics. The sound can be a little compressed, especially with the Nintendo 64, but still, this cable manages to pull it off amazing with the Nintendo Gamecube. I honestly think the Gamecube would have been good with component cables, kind of like the Wii. But, I mean, we got this. What better can we ask for? Now, a major thing with every game console is the controller. This controller, for one thing, is the best I've ever played on. It's the feel of the controller when you play that really gets me. This was the first controller to introduce the rumble, as Nintendo called it, that was actually built in. Yes, rumble packs were for the Nintendo 64, but rumble was actually built in here. So, it was also the first to introduce wireless controllers to Nintendo. I don't have any wireless controllers of my own, but I do have some friends who do have a GameCube and own the wireless controller. And I played it. It works really well, and there really are no flaws to this. I love the feel of the L and R buttons. That clicking sound is satisfying. It's just so satisfying. One thing I wish was different about the GameCube controller was that the control pad or D-pad was a little bit bigger. That would have been great because this thing's about the size of my thumb, and it really doesn't press that well. But most games really don't use it anyway, so I guess it really doesn't matter. But for the games that do use it, it could have been a little better. Now I'll talk about the games which I love. All 6 of my Nintendo GameCube games, which I will put my Nintendo collection video in the link in the description for these games. The games themselves are extremely fun to play, in my opinion. I have a great time with them, and overall, the controls are just amazing. They have the little discs shown. Pretty sure the discs would have been just fine if they were a little bigger, but a regular sized disc, like a Wii disc or a CD, is about the size of the GameCube top itself. So that's not a big flaw in my book. Let's put these to the side. One thing I do have to say I love about the GameCube is that it has a very simple design, one that I'd actually imagine a gaming console looking like, and it just flew it, in my opinion. Now, some things that I really wish were different with the GameCube. This handle on the back, it really serves no purpose except for transportation, holding it like this. But even then, who's going to want to lug around a gaming console? I mean, it's not that big, but still. It requires these little memory cards. This really could have gone without the memory cards, because these can get annoying, especially if you lose them. And yeah, so Oh yes, before I finish this up, I have to mention the back here with the Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Player on here. It's great to know that you can play your Game Boy Advance games and your Game Boy games on the Nintendo Gamecube just fine as you normally would. And, well, they're just great. And everybody, thank you for watching. Oh yes, shout outs to the boss. I will leave their comment in the description to the video of where they recommended the GameCube. Now, if anyone else has any recommendations, please leave them down in the comments below, and thank you for watching.